What it do, what it do, what it do, good people, what it do. It's your girl Empress back up in the heezy, but sheezy. You already know what it do. For all of those who are new here, as I stated, I am your girl Empress. Welcome to the Life in the Black Memoirs. This is where we come to put our knowledge into action. Because if we don't, is knowledge without action is just pointless. It's just knowledge. Now you just know something. But knowing things is just half the battle. Okay. So I'm fired up for today, as usual. For all of those who are returning, welcome back. What it do? Drop it what it do in the comment. You already know. Let me know you slid through. Exchange some positive energy with your girl. And as you come in, please, by all means, give your girl the like button. Hit it, hit it, hit it to get in this YouTube traffic, this algorithm, so we can attract more like-minded individuals like yourself. If you haven't done so already, if you hit the subscribe button, make sure that you hit the bell icon. Make sure that it is black or highlighted. That way you will be notified every time new content is dropped. So you already know it's Thursday. You already know what we do, how we do. And it's Thankful Thursday. Hopefully, if you are watching this, you woke up hopefully with a grateful heart. Hopefully, you didn't, dwell on what didn't occur yesterday, what you weren't able to accomplish, or, you know, uh, what you didn't finish doing yesterday. Hopefully, you woke up and when your eyes popped open, the next thing that came out of your mouth, the first thing that came out of your mouth was a thank you to God, spirit, source, higher power, however you identify. Why? Because you have been gifted the best gift of all, which is this present moment, this moment that we're sharing right now. It wasn't promised to neither one of us. That's why it is so important to give thanks to God because the alarm didn't wake us up. Okay. Whoever's in your house that may have had to wake you up, no, it was God that was able to, make sure life was being, circulated throughout your body. So you would be able to get to this point right here. So it's the best gift. It's the present. Get here with me right now and say thanks. Give thanks. So after you do that, you already know. Let me know what you're grateful for in the comments. What I am grateful for is being able to see the the fruits of my labor, if you will. And I know for like the last 3 weeks or so, I've just been going on this. I'm so excited about seeing the changes that are happening, the transformation that is happening in my own life. And I am really starting to get a grasp or a better understanding of, I say it all the time, you have to make sure that your vibration is right. You have to make sure that your energy is right. That should be like your number one goal, your number one priority. Why? Because your mood dictates your day. It dictates your day. If you wake up in a bad mood and you don't do some self-reflection, some self-correction, make the proper adjustments, your whole day is done. So it's imperative, as I always will say, to do your self check-ins. See how you're feeling. We're going to get to that in a moment. But what I am grateful for is being consistent with making it a priority to be consistent, if that makes sense. I am seeing the fruits of the things that I said in my life. They say 21 days and you make a new habit, break an old one. It's I'm just so happy that I'm able to do that and see it actually working for me. It's not something that is a figment of my imagination. It's actually working. And things only work when you work it. You know, you could pay your light bill, but if you don't flip the switch, then you're not going to see the light. You feel me? So, being that I am doing the work, diligently doing the work, consistency is key. Consistently doing the things that I know that I need to do to level up. And now I'm starting to see, you know, bits and pieces here and there falling together. Let me tell you, that is an awesome feeling. Okay. Nothing beats it. I promise you, nothing beats it. And that's what I always say. It's been proven scientifically. When an object is in motion, it is going to stay in motion until something stops it. So what's stopping you? Just ask yourself right now, what's stopping you from leveling up? All those old excuses, what are you choosing to tell yourself? What excuses are you buying into as for a reason of why you can't level up? I know you want more for yourself. I know you do. You wouldn't be here exchanging the energy with me if you wasn't. So, once again, what I am grateful for is consistency on my part, being diligent, and now being able to see, things like the law of attraction. It does really work, but you have to put the work in. You know what I mean? And nothing happens overnight. Some things, you're blessed to receive an answer to, uh, or a road to your goal sooner than later. Other times you have to, use, if we want to use the word fail, you try this road, it doesn't work. You try this road, it doesn't work. But the thing is that you got to keep on going, because at some point in time, you will run into that right road. I mean, I'm sure we've all seen the meme to this point where, there's two guys, and, one is digging and he's able to come up, to his goal. He was able to get the diamond, right? That's what they're both digging for. And then it shows the other guy, he's digging, but then he stops and he's like one stroke away from receiving his diamond. Hopefully you're not that individual that is allowing, this world and situations, people's, places, things to stop you from giving that last stroke of the shovel or whatnot to help you get to your goal. So stick a pin in that. We're going to segue into what this video is all about. But before we get into that, if you haven't done so, please hit that like button. I would so appreciate it. But nevertheless, moving forward, it's time to check the temperature. How is your soul doing? Take a moment. Are your shoulders, your earrings, are they touching your earlobes? Are you having that negative self-talk record playing in your head? Is it on repeat? Are you feeling some type of way and can't even put a finger on why you're feeling the way you are? Really take a second and really feel what's really going on within you. If you are on the higher vibrational scale, if you on that section, kudos to you, because I know that it takes work to maintain that that area, if you want to say, of being in a high vibrational mode. If you are finding yourself in the lower vibrational bracket, what can you do to bring you into, at least the neutral part? How can you get to a higher vibrational place? How can you do that? Do you need to listen to some music? Do you need to go ground yourself? Do you need to journal about it? What do you need to do to get your vibrations to a healthy point, a healthy place? Because I promise you, the more you stay in a low vibrational mood, aspect, your aura, the gray cloud is following you, the more you sit in that law of attraction, all you're going to do is call that back to you. So whatever you're putting out into the universe, understand that you're going to receive that back. And at this point, what do you want? Do you want to progress and be in a happy mood? If so, you gotta pay to play. You gotta do the inner work to get on the higher vibrational scale on that side of the bracket, so you're able to call in those things and call in that vibration, call in those opportunities, call in those things that you deserve in your life. That low vibrational stance in your life is preventing that which you deserve, that which you want from coming towards you. Lower vibrational things, it repels good things. So hopefully you're not walking around being a human repellent. Okay? So just take this moment to check your temperature. And depending on where you are, do what you must to make those adjustments to get to where you need to be. So as I stated earlier, the segue, okay? Let me, we're going to do a little bit of life study here, not too much. But today, I wanted to talk about feeling depleted, feeling defeated. Let me tell you, I know all about that feeling. I've wrestled with it for a large portion of my life. Feeling depleted, feeling defeated, it left me in a state of depression. It did. Not even to the point where I could even look myself in the mirror. And I know some of you guys can resonate with that, because you're just, and I'm not saying that you're disgusted with yourself, in which, at some point in time you could be, but because you're just so exhausted with what you've been thrown or subjected to in life, it's like it gets to a place of just, what is all this for? What's the point? What am I doing here? What's my purpose? Let's just get into it. What's the definition of depletion or feeling depleted? It says use up the supply or resources of. The next definition says diminish in number or quantity. Then I just did a regular Google, and then somebody asked the question. It says, people also ask, what does I am depleted mean? It says extremely tired, exhausted, or worn out. It says depleted is defined as exhausted, diminished in a number, or used up. Then some synonyms for depleted means bankrupt, decrease, diminish, drain, empty, expend, impoverish, lessen, and the list goes on and on. Have you been feeling any of those things in the last week or so? Hell, are you feeling it right now? Why are you feeling depleted? Why are you feeling defeated? In which area are you feeling like this? I was talking to a friend of mine earlier today, and this is one reason why I said I'm so glad that, as you start to do the inner work, as I always say, that's the new sexy, at least for me. When you start doing the inner work, you start to be able, or hopefully you're able to gain more insight, gain more clarity on what's around you, who's around you, what you're feeding yourself, meaning what you're feeding yourself physically, what you're feeding yourself, with the things you watch, the things you listen to, just anything you are subjecting yourself to. And I realized that I have spent a lot of time in environments that were depleting me, that were draining me, that were emptying me out, that was making me feel like, what is the point in all of this? Now, I know me. I'm normally a very happy person. And when I find myself, feeling a type of way, feeling like I'm around a bunch of energy vampires, and I'm sure we all have experienced that at one point in time in our lives, I am making it a priority to piece out those situations that drain me, that empty out my livelihood, that have me in a state of confusion. All those things, when you find yourself in an environment that is toxic, that's unhealthy, that is not reciprocal to what we consider being at a good place, a high vibrational place, how many times have we found ourselves stuck in that situation? Why? Because we're trying to give the benefit of the doubt, or we don't want to hurt such and such feeling. But the more we try to fan those flames, if you will, or cultivate an environment that is not reciprocal to what we're putting out, guess what? That is a losing battle. Understand that. That's like trying to go uphill, in a wheelchair. Not saying that, no ill being spoken of to those who, have to utilize wheelchairs. But I'm saying that so we can get a picture that, it would be kind of difficult to go up a steep hill in a wheelchair. You have to have some hella upper body strength to be able to make it, if you do make it. But then at the end of the day, if you're putting out all of this energy and you're still in an environment that is not going to reciprocate, moving forward, growing, doing what's best, staying in that higher vibrational arena, what are you doing there? You're wasting time. We've all, including myself, have spent too many times around individuals, too many times around a job, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, any type of relationship. We know when we've spent too much time there, because then every day we feel like life is just throwing us all the curveballs in America. Like nothing is going right. It's almost like, you ever been driving and knowing that you got to go into a toxic situation or a toxic environment, but you live there or something, and you take the long way home, or you stay at work late because you don't want to go back to that environment. My guy, my gal, homie, family, why are you wasting time there? And I'm saying this even to myself, as I have done my inner work and continue to do my inner work. I can look back and say, you know what? I knew when it was time for me to go. but I stayed. And when you stay, it's like digging a hole, right? Imagine this. You are in this hole and you're digging. But guess what? As you shovel that dirt out, it's still coming right back on you. So you're digging yourself into a deeper hole and you're making sure that you're staying in that hole because that dirt is just coming right back on you. That is crazy because we can all look back and say, yeah, we can look at those situations and where we stayed, just we overstayed our welcome, if you will. And then we can see that staying it didn't make the difference. But we can look back and see where and I can speak for myself, where I lost large parts of myself because I was given the benefit of the doubt to the environment, to the people around. You're giving benefit of the doubt to people who don't even care. They don't even care. And that's the sad part. So I am saying this, if you are finding yourself in a depleted frame of mind, if you are feeling defeated in any area of your life, what are you doing to correct that? Just like, doing your self check-in. How's your soul doing? If you're finding yourself, and I mean, you have to be brutally honest. Be brutally honest, because people, and I can only speak for myself, when you find yourself in these environments and you're wanting that environment to change, but there's no reciprocation, it's just one-sidedness. There's no positive outcome in that. The results are always going to end up with you being on the low end of that. You're not gonna receive what you deserve. And I'm not saying that you're doing things to receive things, but it's just normal human interaction. Even in nature, the sun shines and the leaves are green on plants. Everyone, if you've been following me for some time, I love plants, I love flowers. It's like trees. As we exhale, the trees take in our exhale, and we take in the oxygen that they emit for us. So it's always reciprocation in some area. But if you're finding yourself in a zone in which you're depleted, you gotta start looking for the exit, because you're gonna lose yourself. I lost myself. I don't know how many times. I'm getting comfortable in this chair, but I lost myself, and it was tough for me to even come to that realization, because we never want to get to a point to say I lost myself. We always want to seem like we're in control. But if you're feeling depleted, that means in some area of your life, you stayed on this road too long, and that road doesn't even belong to you. I promise you. That's why I stress so much to do your self check-ins. See how you're feeling. Why? Because when you're in a good mood, I believe you're able to see things clearer. You're able to see your environment for what it really is when you remove the rose-colored glasses. What lies have you been ingesting? What have you been telling yourself? Do you really believe in? I mean, we all know deep down inside, if we want to be honest, we all know whether or not a situation is going to benefit us. Let me tell you this. What does it benefit you to set yourself on fire to keep somebody else warm? You're the one that's going to end up being burnt up, consumed with the foolishness of believing that they're going to reciprocate warmth, or go get the fire extinguisher and put you out. Once you're done burning up, that individual is just going to move on to where somebody else is setting themselves on fire to keep them warm. You don't want to get yourself tied into these types of situations. If you are feeling depleted, find out where this depletion is stemming from. Find out what's draining you. Find out what's emptying who you are. Find out, being bankrupt, diminished, impoverished. If you're feeling any of those things, you got to make some changes. If you're feeling defeated, it's only because you're feeling depleted. Because just imagine, if a car doesn't have gas, it's empty, right? Then it's not going to move forward. You're going to feel defeated. You're going to be unable to move forward. So you really have to check. You really, really, really have to check those around you. Check your environment. It's imperative. I was talking to a friend of mine, and it's refreshing to hear that they don't tolerate the foolery. If they find themselves in situations or end up being around people that are not on the same page, not in alignment, they don't have a problem in walking away. And guess what? That right there puts some more brownie points in the relationship that I share with this individual. Why? Because now we're in alignment. Now I know if we're out somewhere and something happens or the environment starts to get toxic, we throwing up the deuces. It doesn't matter where we are. It doesn't matter who we're around. Family, not family. If it's not working for you, if it's depleting you, then you gotta exit stage left. If it's diminishing you, you gotta exit. Find the exit. Don't allow situations, people, environments, and if it's a job, let me just throw this disclaimer out there. I'm not saying to walk off your job. However, if it's not benefiting you for your mental health, your inner well-being, then you need to brush up your resume and start looking for something that is going to allow you to grow, place you in an environment that is going to keep you in, the higher vibrational area. And I'm not saying that that's going to be every day, but, unless you're a fireman, nobody runs inside a burning building. And that's what we're doing every day. Running inside burning buildings, going back to burning buildings without protective, and even with protective clothing on. If you stay in that fire long enough, you will get burned. You will get burned, okay? There's a limit to everything. So please find it within yourself. Love yourself enough to do away with that which is depleting you. If the negativity that you keep telling yourself is depleting you, then you need to find some new vocabulary to tell yourself. I don't have to keep giving you examples. You already know what it is. If you're feeling depleted, check your environment. You feeling defeated, check your environment. Check what you're subjecting yourself to. Be bold enough to tell somebody, hey, I'm not doing that. We're not doing this. You have to teach people on how to treat you. If you're not in a position to listen to somebody and what they're talking about is foolishness, you got to cut it out. You got to love yourself enough to know when enough is enough. Because if not, the takers are going to take. And I guess I can just stop right there. So how much are you willing to keep giving up? How much more are you going to allow this depleting interaction to keep happening? How much more are you going to keep emptying yourself and not finding it or finding ways to replenish who you are inside? How long? I implore you, I beg you, I encourage you to look around you and find out what you need to let go of, who you need to walk away from. And don't hesitate, because at the end of the day, if you be real honest with yourself, those people will walk away from you in a heartbeat. That job will fire you in a heartbeat. So why not look out for yourself? Why not look out for yourself? Get around people of like mind that's in alignment with how you feel about things. Because once you do, then once you have this, as I said, the trees give oxygen and our carbon dioxide is given to the trees, until you have that reciprocation and that understanding, that true understanding, and being around people that, like I said, that are like-minded, you're going to continue to feel depleted, defeated, leading you into other things, depression, anxiety, which leads to dis-ease, discomfort, all these D's, dissatisfaction. So just look within yourself, find out what you need to let go of, who you need to let go of. Because if God allows you to live 50 more years, how are you intending to live that time? Are you going to be like on your last leg, forgetting what it is to smile, forget what it is to really laugh and enjoy life? Because situations have come about in our life and we didn't make the proper adjustments for us to feel ourselves. Because refilling yourself is your job, nobody else's job. Like I said last week, nobody's here to save you. It's nobody's job to really pour into you. That's why I said doing the inner work, self-motivation, that's where it comes from. It starts from within. Everything that you need is from within. But because we're so distracted, another D word, with all this frivolousness in the world, we're not tuning in to our star player. Then what we're left with at the end of the day is garbage. And when you are walking around with garbage, that's all you're emitting out to the world is garbage. And guess what? The reciprocation on garbage is just more garbage. So I'm going to end this right here. If you're feeling defeated, fix it. You can. And no, it's not too late. You can start today. You can be like, enough is enough. Because it truly is. And prayerfully, I hope that you find the courage within yourself to do away with those things that make you feel any of these things. But because it's not beneficial to your present moment, and it's definitely not beneficial to your future. Okay? So do the inner work. I promise you it works. I know that it may feel like so heavy sometimes, but you can make it. I promise you, you can. You're looking at somebody who is doing the work, and it feels so good. I promise you, it feels so good. And and for all those that are going through things, and you're wearing a fake smile, and you just trying to get to the next day. Hell, you just trying to get to the next 5 minutes. I'm sending out positive energy to you because I've been there. I know what that feels like. I know what it is to not want to disappoint and make people mad with us. But you got to start loving yourself. It's okay to be selfish sometimes because you have to, it's self-preservation. You have to refill yourself. So how do you do that? By loving yourself, truly loving yourself, doing away with those things that aren't in alignment with where you're going. And I understand some situations may be difficult, but you still got to find a way to refill yourself. Refill your cup because you're worth it. I promise you, you are. You know, you can be better. You can do better. I promise you, you can. Just start doing the inner work. Just start out small, doing something in a positive direction for yourself. And watch as you increase those actions, your confidence is going to increase. And then you'll start to see things change around you. And the reason why those things are starting to change around you is because you're changing on the inside. But if you don't do that inner work, then your situations are just going to stay the same. And I know you don't want that. So I'm going to end it right here. Give your girl a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know you feeling the content. To those who have reached out to me, I thank you. Prayerfully, I hope that something is always said to spark something within you to continue or start doing the inner work, because I promise you it'll be so much better, greater later. I promise you it will. So life is a movement. Get in traffic, and I will see y'all on the next one. Peace.